It's 2 a.m. again. You're staring at the ceiling, tears streaming down your face in complete silence. The weight of everything you've carried, the prayers that feel like they've bounced off the walls, the dreams that crumbled in your hands like dust. And somewhere in the darkness of your heart, a whisper grows louder. If God really loves me, where is He? You've been there, haven't you? In that place where hope feels like a cruel joke, and faith feels like a word for people who haven't been through what you've been through. Maybe you grew up believing you were loved. Maybe you had faith once, before life taught you that good people suffer and bad people prosper. Maybe you've been betrayed by someone you trusted. Maybe you've watched your prayers get swallowed by silence, while others seem to get their miracles on demand. You see other people talking about God's love, and something inside you wants to scream, "Where was He when I needed Him most?" You feel forgotten, abandoned, like you're standing in a crowd, invisible, while everyone else gets chosen for the dance. The truth is, you're not alone in feeling this way. Some of the most beautiful souls I know have wrestled with God in the dark, have felt betrayed by the very one they were taught to trust. But what if I told you that your pain doesn't prove God doesn't love you? What if I told you that sometimes the very fact that you're hurting is evidence that you matter more than you know? See, we've been taught to measure love by comfort. We think if God loved us, life would be easier. If He cared, we wouldn't cry. If He was real, we wouldn't feel so alone. But love isn't always gentle. Sometimes love looks like allowing someone to struggle so they can discover their own strength. Think about it. If someone you loved was settling for less than they deserved, if they were accepting crumbs when they were meant for a feast, wouldn't love sometimes mean letting them get hungry enough to want something better? Let me tell you about Sarah. She was tired of waiting for her life to begin. Tired of rules, tired of expectations, tired of being good. So she left. She took everything her father had given her, his love, his provision, his name, and she spent it all trying to fill the hole in her heart. For a while, it worked. The parties, the freedom, the excitement, it felt like living. But then the money ran out. The friends disappeared. The excitement turned to emptiness, and the freedom became a prison. She found herself alone, broke and broken, and for the first time in years, she thought about home. "He'll never take me back," she whispered to herself. "Not after what I've done. Not after how I've wasted everything He gave me." But love had been watching the road every day. Love had been waiting, hoping, believing she'd come home. "My dear child, I know you think I've forgotten you. I know you think your mistakes are too big, your pain too deep, your heart too broken. But let me tell you something. I've never stopped loving you. Not for a second. Not when you turned away from me. Not when you stopped believing. Not when you felt like giving up. I was there in your tears, even when you couldn't feel me. I was there in your silence, even when you couldn't hear me. I was there in your darkness, even when you couldn't see me. Do you know what I was doing while you were struggling? I was preparing something beautiful for you. Something that could only be crafted in the darkness, like a diamond formed under pressure. You think your pain disqualifies you from my love? Child, I chose to feel pain for you. I chose the cross, chose the separation, chose the darkness, so that you would never have to face any of it alone. When Jesus hung on that cross, He wasn't just dying for humanity's sins. He was dying for your specific heartbreak, your specific shame, your specific feeling of abandonment. In that moment, when he cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" He was entering into every moment you've ever felt forsaken. He was experiencing every moment you've ever felt alone. So when you feel forgotten, remember that God Himself has felt forgotten. When you feel abandoned, remember that God Himself has felt abandoned. He didn't avoid your pain, He entered it. He didn't bypass your struggle, He endured it. He didn't skip your darkness, He walked through it. And on the third day, when He rose from the dead, He was declaring that your pain has an expiration date. Your darkness has a sunrise. Your story has a resurrection. The deeper truth. The truth is, God's love isn't proven by the absence of pain. God's love is proven by His presence in the pain. You've been looking for love in the wrong places. You've been waiting for Him to remove every obstacle, when sometimes He's the strength that helps you climb over them. You've been waiting for Him to silence every storm, when sometimes He's the peace that helps you dance in the rain. His love isn't always a rescue. Sometimes it's a companion. Sometimes it's not a healing. Sometimes it's a comfort. Sometimes it's not an answer. Sometimes it's a presence. And maybe, just maybe, the reason you're watching this right now, the reason these words are finding their way to your heart, is because He's been pursuing you all along. The invitation. So what if you stopped waiting for God to prove His love by changing your circumstances? What if you started looking for His love in the midst of your circumstances? What if every sunrise was a love letter? What if every breath was a gift? What if every moment you're still here, still fighting, still hoping, was evidence that you're more loved than you know? Your story isn't over. Your pain isn't permanent. Your tears aren't forgotten. God isn't waiting for you to be perfect to love you. He's not waiting for you to have it all together. He's not waiting for you to stop struggling. He's loving you right now, in this moment, with all your doubts, all your questions, all your broken pieces. So tonight, when you lay your head on your pillow, remember that you are not alone. Remember that you are not forgotten. Remember that you are not unloved. The God of the universe knows your name. He knows your pain. He knows your story. And He's not finished writing it yet. Your heart may be broken, but you are not broken. You are being rebuilt. You are being redeemed. You are being loved back to life. One breath at a time. One day at a time. One moment at a time. You are loved. You have always been loved. You will always be loved. And that, my friend, is the truest thing you'll ever hear.